Welcome back to the Rhonda Swan Show, season 4, and we are bringing on new guests in this season that have completely fallen in love with their impact, but they're taking their life's experiences and what they bring to the world and turning it into their passion, showing others how to shift their life, how to shift their energy, and how to navigate in this new Earth's realm of working less force, more attraction, and balancing our masculine and our feminine energy. And today's guest, you are gonna love this woman. You've met her before when she was a speaker on our Women Gone Wild Summit. Her name is Ania Halama. She is a millennia manifester, intuitive digital artist, and spiritual life business mentor. Ania has helped thousands of heart-centered entrepreneurs align with their ideal clients and attract money, wealth, perfect health, perfect love, mental health, and spiritual wealth. Ania started out working a corporate job that left her living paycheck to paycheck, totally exhausted and worn out. She was limited to her dreams of a much better life. And now she is living a life of pure freedom, and she's longed for that freedom to live the life on her terms and time to enjoy life to the fullest. One day she decided to take a leap of faith, quit her job, and begin a journey of self-discovery. And that journey has taken Ania all over the world and helped her to create a business, learning new skills and sharing them along the way. In fact, right now, she is in Colombia. I know you were just in Mexico. This woman is all over the world, but it is so great to have you here with us today. Hi, Ania, how are you?
Hello, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. Always a pleasure to be on the show as well.
It's so good, I know. We had so much fun last time, and the summit was amazing. And in fact, you are going to be an author in the upcoming Wealth series, which I'm really excited to dive even more deeply into how you do help those create not only rebel wealth, but also that spiritual rebel wealth. So let's probably should talk about that, because I know I love your book. And now you also have the Rebel Entrepreneur, and you're doing retreats. And I know there's a lot of shifting. So let's just start there. How did Rebel Entrepreneur start? And really, what does it mean for you?
Yeah, definitely. So I started off in quarantine, actually, as one would. Some people had absolutely no idea what they were going to do. Some people were like, I'm going to be productive. Some people played video games all day. I was the person that was going to be productive. So I sat in meditation nonstop, seriously 5-6 times a day. I was meditating because I had nothing else to do. So why not? And while meditating, I heard the words write. I'm like, universe, God, what do you want me to write? I'm not a writer. I never imagined being a writer. What do you want me to write? So I started off with a couple blog posts, a couple social media posts, and one thing led to another. I was on a massage table one day and I heard Rebel's Guide to Spirituality. I'm like, I'm writing a freaking book. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm freaking writing a book. Okay, I know exactly what to do. And within, I set a goal for myself. I'm a crazy person. I was sitting with a girlfriend at a coffee shop one day, and she's like, Ania, it takes people 10 years to write books. I'm like, I'm going to do this in 4 months. Seriously, I'm going to do this book in 4 months. I set the goal for myself. 4 months, I wrote the book. 2 months later, I published it, got into bestsellers list. And I'm like, how can I reach more people? How can I expand my vision? How can I talk to more people with my journey, with my spirituality, with my healings, everything that I've been to? How can I reach more people? And then all of a sudden, as Spirit guided me to the Rebel Entrepreneur. I'm like, let's combine absolutely everything that I do: spirituality, business, meditations, tappings, Akashic records, all the healings, everything that I do. Let's make it into a retreat so I can teach more people, help more people, and allow people to share their stories as well. So I created this Rebel Entrepreneur retreat. All of a sudden, I was hosting this virtual retreat because the world was still blown up a little bit. And I was helping people connect to their power, connect to their mission, connect to their own story, because similar to you, I believe every single person has a story to tell. So why not share it in a beautiful way where you can connect to business and be so enlightened and so happy with what you're doing? It's beautiful. So I was hosting these retreats for, it started off as a 7-day retreat. It's now a 5-day retreat. And just teaching the energy of the masculine and the feminine and the combination. And I'm just starting January. I'm moving into a 2.0 version, which is going to be all energetics focused. And what the Rebel Entrepreneur means to me is just really getting in touch with who you are, because we all break the molds in one way or another. So why not break the mold in business as well? Do something that's going to stir some crap up, that's going to stir people, like make people go wild, and really connect to what it is you're trying to say, that voice, that mission that you have within yourself. So the 2.0 version is really going to focus on the energy, like really getting in tune with business energetics, attracting clients, the law of attraction, healing yourself so that you can get to that next step, that next level in life and in business as well. And that's kind of how it started about, and that's how it became, and it's evolving. Next year, June, July-ish, I'm definitely going to be hosting in-person retreats, bringing in other speakers and adding things that I absolutely love doing, like plant medicines. Plant medicines are a huge catalyst to my growth, and most people, they're afraid of it. So why not do something that you're afraid of so you're not afraid of it anymore? Why not break through that barrier, be that rebel that you are, break through that barrier and really allow spirit to guide you and allow you to be the person you're meant to become.
Yeah, girl, I love it. Woo! That sounds amazing. I love your energy. You know, so that brings me up. So you're talking a lot about your healing and how you've grown through into growing your business. And so how would utilizing plant medicine or just healing your, you know, ancestral or your past traumas, how is that actually showing up now for you in business? Because I think this is something that a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck on, right? They were like, why am I not successful? It's because most of the time they're actually not healing, or they're not looking at the reasons why it's what's holding them back.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, it started off, my healing journey started off in a beautiful, beautiful way. So I had a lot of trauma with my dad, a lot of traumas, like the poor person mentality. We didn't grow up with a lot of money at all. And it was always like, oh, we can't afford that. My parents can't afford that. We can't do this. So it was always this thing of money, tons and tons and tons of money wounds. But on top of that, like my dad got in a work accident, and I actually had to grow up really young and take care of my family. So by the age of 19, I graduated university. At the age of 16, I had a full-time job already. I was helping support my family. So I had to grow up really quickly. And I didn't realize this at the time, that my wounds came from my parents. But it's not only that, because it also goes into your ancestral wounds. It goes into your past life wounds. And once I started getting on my spiritual journey, I started learning about like ancestry, past lives. Now I do past life regressions as well, and Akashic records. For example, like I was doing an Akashic records healing for myself, and I realized that I've had a problem speaking for my entire life. Like I couldn't speak my truth. I wasn't able to fully open up my throat chakra. So I was in the Akashic records. I was doing a healing on myself, and what showed up for me was I had a mother in a past life who I was rebelling against. Her and my dad were going through a divorce, and I was rebelling against like whatever they were going through. And I just kept speaking up about it. And like my mother started choking me. She put the scarf around me, and I had all these marks on my neck, which is why in this life I wasn't able to fully like speak my truth. So when I was in the Akashic records, that showed up for me, and I was able to heal that. Now I could speak freely. Like I love talking to people nowadays, and it's beautiful, but it takes that courage and it takes that gut to go into those places that are fearful and are so scary. And honestly, like I talk about plant medicine so much. I was just actually at an ayahuasca retreat a week ago, and I have another one scheduled in February. Like that is such a huge catalyst to my growth, because it's the unknown. You connect so deeply to spirit. You connect so deeply to the ancestors, the roots, the earth, everything that you can't see and feel in the physical 3D plane that we're living in. We always talk about like connecting to the 5D, connecting to the 12D, like living in these la-la lands, as I like to call it. But what does that actually feel like? And connecting to plant medicines helps you so much. Now I use plant medicines as a growth tool. Like, how can I up level? This just past retreat that I did, it was all focused on business growth. How can I level and be the best version of myself? How can I take my power back? My power is no one's to give. Neither is yours, neither does anyone else's. It is your power. And I needed that reminder. And also what came up for me really strongly during this retreat was like, do stuff that's fun in business. I preach this all the time, but it was like a great reminder. Like, yes, business needs to be fun. I need to be flowing. I need to be enjoying what I'm doing. Like, we need to have fun in business. If coaching isn't making you happy, don't do it. If courses aren't making you happy, don't do it. If talking to people isn't making you happy, don't freaking do it. Do what makes you happy. And that's when the abundance starts activating. That's when the flow of energy starts coming to you, because you're having fun. That's that whole feminine flow that goes on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like the more that we give out, we just keep getting more of the same, right? So if we're giving out this positive flowing energy, all of a sudden you're like, wow, why is everything feeling so effortless in my life? And it's because it's what we're giving off and what we're asking for. But I know that there were some times for you that there was a lot of fear that were involved, like especially with your past of like not being good enough. Like, how did you get through that? Because I think this is something that many women especially, but many that are walking and ready to move into this line of maybe being an entrepreneur or quitting their corporate job or ready to like live their best life, they get fearful. So how did that come up for you, and how did you really overcome it?
Oh my goodness. Fear always comes off. First of all, like, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're on this journey, fear will always come up, but it's up to you to move past it and to really look at fear and realize, like, where is this fear stemming from? Where is it coming from? Like, you are a direct reflection of everything. Like, everything in your life, everything you attract is an absolute mirror. So where is this fear coming from? Like, really focusing on what is this fear and moving past it. So I do a lot of mindset work. I do EFT tappings, I do meditations, I do the Akashic records. And for me, it was really honing in on where it is coming from in order to reprogram my mind and to really like move past that fear, like bullet through this entire fear. A tip that I do have is like really focusing on your successes, because we have fears that go into our heads all the time. Like, just a couple of weeks ago, I was going through a dark night of the soul. Dark month of the soul. Like, I was, all of a sudden, all these fears kept coming through me. Like, I'm not good enough. Am I good enough? Like, I can't do this. Who am I to do this? This imposter syndrome, these fears, all of these things kept coming up for me. And I really needed to take a step back and realize, like, yes, I am good enough. I have an entire folder of testimonials on my desktop that if I'm feeling not good enough, I look at that testimonial folder and I read it through them. And I'm like, damn, I helped this person do X, Y, and Z. I helped this person do this. You know what? I helped so many people. I am good enough. So like, celebrating those successes, focusing on the little successes. And I always say, like, the little successes lead to the big giant successes. And that's when it really it takes up our energy and we look at it as a whole versus at what's going on in that moment, because we can always be stuck in a dark moment in the past, but it's not, we really need to focus on like the big picture sometimes. And definitely like EFT, meditations, like any kind of healings, those help so much, as long as you like take a look at what that root cause is of what that fear is coming from and why that fear is stemming up for you right now, so you can move past that and really reprogram your mind for it.
Yeah, well said. And that's, I think something that, others will overlook, right? Because, or they either overpower it, right? Like we have our masculine or feminine balance, right? So they either overpower it, just hustle through it and just charge through it, or they like fall into, a hole and, it's like, oh, I can't handle this. So how do you then, when it comes to dealing with this type of thing, how do you balance that between your masculine and your feminine? Like, how are you weaving these two energies together?
Well, it's definitely important to take a step back. Like when I was going through my dark month of the soul, like I took a step back from business. I was like, I can't do this right now. This is not making me happy. What can I focus on and how can I pivot in order for me to fall in love with business again, fall in love with life, fall in love with everything I'm doing. Like for me, the whole the merge of the masculine and feminine, and this is what I teach often, is like the masculine so structured and the feminine is so flowing. Like I come from a corporate background and I was in corporate America for a long time, and corporate America is very hustle. We need to go, we need to always make the money, we need to always do more. Like, no, we don't always need to do more. Like during quarantine, I was so in flow. This is when the God universe told me to write a book, was because I was in flow, in my feminine, in that energy, where corporate America is very go, go, go. We always need to do more. Like my mantra during COVID was slow down to speed back up. And I kept reminding myself this like a month ago when I was going through that dark month, like I need to slow down to speed back up. And that's completely okay. Like honor your energy, honor what you're going through, honor your feelings. It's okay. At the end of the day, you are human. It's completely okay to take a step back from whatever you're doing, whether that's a day, an hour, a week, or a month, however long you need. Check in with yourself, check in with your heart, check in with your body, check in with your energy, how you're feeling, so that you can come out much better, much stronger at the end. Like for me also, I'm not sure how familiar anyone is with human design. Like I'm a projector in human design. Like I am here to literally shine my light, project my energy out, and things are just gonna start coming to me. Like I had such a difficult time realizing this, and such a difficult time like pinpointing this when starting to work, when starting to shift into my feminine, because coming from the masculine, I was like, I just need to do more. I need to do more. I need to do more. No, I don't need to do more. As a projector, I just need to do literally the bare minimum, which I'm still trying to dabble with and trying to figure out completely. But the second I started working with my projector energy and started realizing like, yes, I could put out one video, one social post a week, and people are going to be attracted to that as long as I'm loving what I'm doing. Because if I'm just putting content out just to put content out, that's not going to attract anyone. That's going to repel people and not get me anywhere. And then all of a sudden my energy is depleted, I'm burnt out. And that's exactly what happened a month ago. I'm like, I need to take a step back, checking in with my body, checking in with my spirit. Like I needed to take a step back so I can be in love with business and absolutely love everything that I'm doing, talking to people, and just being in that flow again.
You know, it's super good advice, because, you know, I always say that I always step back so that I can step in, you know, and typically the in isn't like into more motion. The in is more into myself, like really checking in with you, because when we're balanced and we can see it, and we know when we're overdoing it, and you know how to balance that. However, it's when we ignore it is when we start getting these burnout moments, these moments in time where we're like totally unfulfilled. And I think I love that you talk about it, because that's where many will watch people on social media and they're like, they can just go. And they don't realize that, yeah, we all deal with these things and this is how we handle it, you know? And I think that's the brilliant piece. And you said something that really stands out, is that we are all human. And to be able to step and to be a shining light and to be an example to others, we have to still be human. You know, we need more human than we've probably ever been giving out to the rest of, especially in social media. So Ania, before you go, I want to talk about some of the achievements that you've had, because you've done some pretty amazing things. I mean, I know you've been now traveling around the world and, you know, bouncing around, but what are some other things that, you know, you've done that really has not only showcased you as really that expert in your niche and your craft, but really showing that you're showing up and the things are happening for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of absolutely every achievement, and this hasn't been my first achievement. It's not going to be my last achievement, and there's so much. But I think it all started at a very young age. Like at 19 years old, I graduated with my first bachelor's degree. Like who graduates with a first bachelor's degree at 19 years old? My sister just turned 25, and she just graduated.
I was like, I was
with her
23.
first
No,
one. I'm like,
yeah.
heck. Yes, but I started really early, and that's what like kept me going with absolutely everything that I'm doing. Like, for example, my book again, like I wrote this book in 4 freaking months. That is a massive achievement. And it's something like whenever you set a goal for something, like keep going at that goal, keep doing whatever that goal is every single day. So when I was writing my book, I set a goal to write 1,000 words every day. I'm like, I can do 1,000 words. That's a blog post. I can write 1,000 words every single day. And that is the goal that I set for myself. And this is with absolutely anything that you're doing, absolutely anything that you want to achieve. Like set those little goals that are achievable for you, whatever that goal is for you, but do it every single freaking day. Because a lot of people, they get caught up, they get so engrossed in like the big picture. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to write a book. I have no idea how I'm going to do it, but set those little goals and achieve them every single day. And that's going to get you to that big goal. So yeah, writing my book has been one of my biggest accomplishments. Graduating university at 19 has been a huge accomplishment for me. And just like helping people essentially, like literally, if I can help one person a day, like I get testimonials every single day telling me like, oh, you've helped me with X, Y, and Z. You've done this for me. Like that literally lights my soul on fire. Like I love reading the testimonials that I get from people saying like, you've helped me get through this. You've helped me achieve this. Like, thank you so much. Like that is one of my biggest achievements. It's just seeing the smiles on people's faces that I can help, and I can live my best life by helping other people. And again, like I feel every single person has a story to tell. So why not get connected to yourself, get connected to everything that you want to put out there, want to show people? Like, why not do that in your own words, in your own way? Because every single person is special. Every single person is unique. Not everyone is going to look like Susie or look like whoever. Not everyone's me, not everyone's you. Like connect to yourself, like be your true authentic self, and that's going to inspire so many people.
Yes, you're speaking the truth, sister. I love it. So how can people find more about you, especially the spiritual entrepreneur retreats? Where can everyone look for you and find you?
Yes, so I'm on social media. My website is aniahalama.com. On social media, I'm pretty much everywhere at Ania Travels. On Facebook, I'm Ania Halama. And the Rebel Entrepreneur Retreat, we host them 4 times a year. We will be hosting in-person retreats coming 2021. I'm so excited for those, but those can be found at rebelentrepreneuretreat.com.
Love it. Awesome. Thank you, my dear, so much. Keep shining your light. Keep being you. Enjoy Colombia. Maybe we'll see you in the United States when we head back. But I definitely will see you in the book when we launch it in 2022 and on the next summits. Love you, dear.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. Love you.
All right. Well, look at that. Like having so much fire inside of you that makes you just so excited about life, but being available and aware when you need to step back. This is the true essence of being a spiritual entrepreneur, being someone that guides others, because you are human. Ania just shared her story of how she wrote a book in 4 months. She did all these amazing achievements, but still found herself in a space that said, I need a break. This is where you're becoming more self-acknowledged. This is the new Earth's paradigm that we're moving into so that we can now be a bigger and a better service to others. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget, we will be back next week. And if you are feeling drawn to be on my show, you can actually be a guest on the Rhonda Swan Show. You just have to fill out an application, tell us your story, and we'll see if you are one that should be showcased. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Don't forget to be unstoppable and stay wild. See you next time.